Welcome back to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. Today we have, back for more punishment, Gayle Dorsky
Yes.
to my extreme right. Gayle, is there anything you want to add other than the millions of questions for our special guest?
I really felt it was helpful because I went home and I had a fresh orange and a fresh apple, and I feel I'm good to go. I have so much energy with all the yoga I've been doing, and today is a new day.
Fantastic. Welcome back to the show, Gayle.
Thank you.
I think we should have Veronica on more often.
Yes,
Veronica,
yes.
you're promising to come at least once a month, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be lovely. Yeah, do that. That'd be great. We love all the tips that you're sharing with us. So I'm gonna reintroduce Veronica in just a moment. To my immediate left, we have Margarita Acevedo. Acevedo. Margarita, anything you'd like to add from yesterday?
Yes, I found, rolling oats helped a lot, and I tried it. It was delicious, and I think it's preparing me more and more. My goal this year was to qualify 9 runs plus 1 volunteer.
That's right. You're a marathon runner. Wow.
Well, I'm not yet. I hope to be next year.
Okay.
But tomorrow will be my 9th run, so I would have officially qualified tomorrow.
Look at you. You look super
great.
fit, and with all the
That's
health
great.
tips that Veronica is sharing with us, we'll root for you.
Yes.
When do you
Yeah.
start? In Central Park?
We actually start in Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Yes,
And
the full marathon is 26.2, and it goes throughout all 5 boroughs of New York.
Oh, that's great.
fantastic. Okay, so by this time next year, by the time we air, we're probably into 2012.
Yes.
So by the time it's 2013,
Yes.
you're going to be doing a full marathon.
Wow, that's great.
Well done, Margarita.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back on the show. I'm going to save Veronica for just a moment. Ron Thomas.
Yes, my show is Big Talk.
Okay. A little more about you, Ron. We know enough about your show now. Everyone's
Okay.
going to move away from our show because of you, but a little more about you personally.
Oh, well,
You used to play a lot of basketball.
yes.
I know that. That's how you had your injuries?
It's very, very, it creates a lot of free radicals, running and playing basketball and
It's true.
And how did you hurt yourself? Riding the bike?
riding a bike, yeah.
Rode
And-
right into a tree.
No, somebody stopped in front of me. I had all my lights flashing and this guy stopped in front of me.
Oh, no.
I slammed on my brakes and I flew off like Superman into his back
Oh,
window.
gosh, thank God.
So now he knows how to fly.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
That's
it
rough.
was a spectacular crash.
Wow.
But
Well, we hope all the stretching
I had a
is going to help.
subsequent knee operation. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I heard. Okay. And are you healing now with all your stretching practice? Is it
Yes.
helping you?
Oh, good, good.
But I'm eating a lot of anti-inflammatory
Oh,
food,
good.
like
Yes.
ginger and lemon juice. And
Yeah.
That's
Don't miss
healthy.
out Veronica's
Very healthy.
episodes whenever
Yeah.
she comes on once a month. Make sure you're here. She's going
Yeah.
to share
Green
a lot
tea.
of tips.
Green
Tea,
Oh,
okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, welcome back to the show, Ron.
Yes.
I'm going to save Veronica for just a few moments more before we move on. I'd like to thank our facilitator, Malik Parker, for these amazing studio lights and the sound system. Josiane Hurd, our director, with Leonard Harper in the control room. We have Chris Williams and Nelson Torres on camera right here. Thank you so much. Under Rich's guidance, this episode has been made possible at Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Yogaxpress airs Monday through Friday on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and FiOS 35. The good news is, after we finish airing at MNN, we are now all over in all 5 boroughs. So you might receive our episodes a little later in the different boroughs, but Staten Island is airing us 5 days a week. Brooklyn, Bronx, and Queens are going to air us 1 day in the week. So just check out my website, www.yogaexpress.com, Yogaxpress.com. Remember, it's without the E. We do live in North America. We are not very mindful of our spelling. So
Leave out the E. Leave out the E for energy.
E for energy. We'll leave it out. We're gaining all the energy right here on the map. Veronica Winsch. Veronica is a certified family wellness practitioner. I actually called you a nutritionist on our wellness panel. Veronica is also part of our program Wellness on our wellness panel. She has promised to be here as often as she can, at least once a month, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So Veronica, you came yesterday on our show and you shared some amazing cleansing tips.
I did.
Let's do a quick recap. The first one was have plenty of water.
Yeah, and take good Epsom salt baths.
Epsom
so
salt.
drink the water, but also bathe in the water.
Okay, so marinate ourselves.
Yeah.
in
Marinate
Epsom
yourselves
salt.
in some water. Yeah,
Okay.
great idea.
What about the others? The other four?
Rolled oats for fiber.
Rolled oats, okay.
Sea vegetables, which are super
Like seaweed,
support.
as mentioned.
Kombu, nori, wakame, arame, hijiki. There's a ton of varieties.
Also some Japanese names. So
Yeah.
Are they all different kinds of seaweed?
They are different plants.
Okay.
Kombu is what I use to make miso soup, and it's very detoxifying, actually. So at this time of the new year, you want to kind of cleanse from the season and the winter months of more processed foods. You find them at the health food stores, and if you contact me through my website, I can email a really great miso soup recipe to you that's very hearty and filling and great for detoxification.
I'm really looking forward to that. Veronica's email is up on your screen on our monitor right here. www.holisticlivingnow. I hope we spelled it right. HOLISTICLIVINGNOW. holisticlivingnow.com. And you also have a telephone number in case viewers want to call Veronica, 212-774-1944.
Yep.
Veronica, what about the other three?
So the kombu is very good for detoxification, and then pears. Pears are a
Right.
really good source of fiber, and since they're raw, uncooked, we don't get a lot of raw fruits and vegetables in the winter months. We need those digestive enzymes, so I'm recommending pears. They're very supportive to digestion.
Do pears have an acid called pectin? Is that an
Yeah,
acid?
actually, pectin is part of what helps the peristalsis in the intestines to work.
What is that?
Which is the contracting of the muscles in the intestinal tract.
Okay.
So if you
Helps
don't have
digestion.
if you don't have that muscle
Right.
activity, it becomes very difficult, and you could become constipated.
Right. So that's where the fiber comes in. We talk about the
Yes.
effect of the fiber, and that's exactly what's happening. That's beautifully explained. That's very nice. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, the Epsom salt bath helps for the constipation as well.
Oh, hold on. Now, this is something interesting. I'd like to know. How does that help?
It's the minerals in the salt, and you
So we just
absorb
soak
through
it
your
up.
skin, and it just it does its magic. I mean,
When you talked
we
about
used
the
to go
bath
to the baths.
yesterday, I sort of didn't sound very much for it because I thought of it as a luxury. I remember you said don't think of it as a, but
Right.
now I think I'm going to go for
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna do it too.
I think you should treat yourself.
Yeah,
That's
we
I'm a
do it
holistic
too.
wellness practitioner,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I really want to help people integrate healthy habits that are enjoyable. And Epsom salt bath is a great one. Light some candles, put on some good music. You need that, especially when you live in a city like we do, right?
You
You
need
need
married,
some
ask your husband
centering.
to stay away for some time.
He could
enjoy
go.
the
He
luxury.
could join you in the bath.
Oh, no,
There's
no, no, no,
nothing
no,
wrong
no.
with that.
I want to be by myself.
Well, okay, but you could have some
Yeah,
company in the
company.
bathtub too.
Hot tub?
That's cool. I mean, I don't know. I like
Now
an
he's
Epsom
really
salt,
into
yeah.
luxury, right?
Yeah.
How about if people want to come to your workshops? Do you have workshops?
I don't. I
yet?
don't.
After these shows
actually.
air, you might have people ask.
Well, what I do is I work in people's homes and do one-on-one cooking sessions or cooking sessions for the family.
So you teach them.
I do. I work at a children's hospital for a good portion of the week, and I'm a wellness practitioner with the children and their families that have cancer and blood disorders.
Right.
So nutrition is a huge important thing in their lives, and then I just want to help people connect over food, and I
Right.
want food to be a healing experience for individuals as well as family.
Right.
So that's why I'm a family wellness practitioner. So I really don't have workshops other than like the occasional.
Might be a good idea. Maybe once in a while.
I'm still kind of finding my niche in that regard. I have a full plate at the moment, which is beautiful. So if you are interested in the work I do, just go to my website, Holistic Living Now, or
Definitely.
Facebook me. You could Google me,
Yes.
Veronica Winsch. I'm very easy to
Yeah.
find, and you will see work that I've done.
Thank you.
I am trying to do more television like this and online workshops.
I think you
Yes,
already have 4
yes.
recruits. And
Yes.
if you do decide to have a workshop on air,
Yes.
maybe in the next couple of months when you come back and you're ready to have a kind of a workshop, we
Yeah.
can organize something. I
That
think
would
it'd
be lovely.
amazing.
Yeah,
Be great.
I'm
Me
interested
and my
in
brother,
that.
we fight over olive oil.
Oh, yeah.
Olive oil's great.
But he cooks it too hot, though.
Yeah, that's not good. Don't let the oil smoke. That's a carcinogen at that
I
point.
told him, man, but he
It's
doesn't.
very.
Oh, really?
It's damaged oil.
So you should deep
and it-
fry in olive oil, right?
You should eat it raw. olive
You
oil.
should.
Yeah.
I'm a
Should
big
not
fan of
cook it.
coconut oil. I would assume you
We use
grew
a
up
lot
with
of
that.
coconut oil in India.
Yeah, and that
Yes.
has a very high smoke point. It's really healthy. I use it a lot at the hospital. The kids get mucositis from chemotherapy, so it's very healing
Is
to
it,
the.
is it fattening?
Moderation.
No, I mean it's a fat, but people
It's fat,
think
but
fat.
if you take too much, yes, you're right. Cholesterol doesn't create cholesterol kind of a thing. So fat
yeah,
doesn't have to
actually,
create it. Is it a
they
fat
have
that
studied.
has residual effects?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it does. It depending on how it's processed, it
Right.
could be. But everything that I've read, it's very supportive to thyroid health.
Okay.
And so thyroid is, how you maintain or lose weight. So it actually can help you lose weight, even though it's a
so it
fat.
monitors your body weight.
It does, and it's a very, very clean, healthy fat, as opposed to some of the other things
How
that are
about
out there.
grapeseed oil?
Grapeseed oil is great too.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of that. I don't cook with it though. The only two
Okay.
oils I cook with are olive oil and coconut oil.
And how about frozen vegetables versus canned vegetables?
Frozen is generally better.
Better, okay.
And then, canned would be my second choice. And
Okay,
fresh is
sure.
always first
Yes.
choice.
Okay.
So it's frozen when it's fresh, so it's
Yes,
almost fresh.
yes, almost
Exactly.
fresh.
It does
And
maintain
one more question.
nutrient levels.
Dried fruit and vegetables is okay?
Dried, you just
Yeah.
have to make sure that it doesn't have a whole lot of sulfites.
Oh, like
Yeah, because
like
anything
avocado.
that's processed.
It's like a preservative.
Oh, I see.
Exactly, and so I
Yeah.
know people have allergic reactions to that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So talk
Thank
about
you.
cleansing. So you're cleansing your whole system with a lot of warm water. You take rolled oats, which helps bind the cholesterol and gets it out of the system, which means a lot of fibers like
Yes.
fruits as well.
Yeah.
And what were the other two?
The the kombu or sea vegetables,
Kombu,
which maybe
yes.
a lot of people don't know about, and then
No, I
movement, which is what we're doing here.
Right,
You can have all the great nutrition in the world, but if you're not moving, you're really only doing half of the job.
Right,
That's true.
Our whole lymph system will not work without movement.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
because you have all those fluids under the skin where you have to.
Right,
move,
and your lymph system is throughout your whole body. It scavenges all the toxins and the cells that have gone bad. It clears them out and takes them out of the elimination system. And the only way that lymph can travel through your body to do its job is if we move.
I love the way you express things.
Yes,
It
yes.
scavenges everything. I love it.
It does.
Well, let's do a little bit of lymph scavenging right
That's
now. Ron, with your permission, are you okay with your knee? We might do a little bit of a back bend and a forward fold
Yeah, I'll work
today.
with it. I'll work
You're
with
okay?
it. Okay.
All right, let's do that. We're all going to stand up.
Okay.
This is so our camera folks know as well. We have some very tall people on the show, especially Ron.
It's not me.
I think the rest of us are safe.
Yeah.
Ron is the person who needs to be on camera. Okay, we're going to stag. I'm going
I'll
to go
stand
back.
back.
Yes. Ron, Gayle, and I will go back.
Okay.
We'll have Margarita and Veronica in front. Heels together, toes slightly apart. What we're going to do for our viewers is take you through some back bends, a combination of back bends and forward folds. Remember, in yoga, we typically try to balance back bends, forward folds. You do a side twist on one side, you have to twist on the other side. So you want to make sure you stay balanced. Heels together, toes slightly apart, palms in front of your chest. Elbows are raised. You could flop your elbows, feel the difference, close your eyes, and your mind starts wandering. So your elbows are raised so your mind stays alert. Inhale, Hasta Uttana, arms raised. Hasta is hands, Uttana is raised. Inhale the arms up. Now, once your arms are all the way up there, wiggle your triceps and your biceps behind your ears. Tilt your pelvis forward. Exhale, fold from the hip with a nice straight back. Very nice. And if your fingers do not get to your toes today, that's okay. You could help yourself by moving your feet apart just a little bit. It's pure physics, so then you have less of a distance to travel. You could also place your hands at your ankles, your shin, try to avoid the knees. Especially if you've had a knee injury, you don't want to push your patella back. Place it. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale and release. Let's all turn to face Chris's camera, so the front right of the mat. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the forward fold that we just did is called Padahasta, hands to feet. Now we're going to take you through an intense back bend. And then we will do another forward fold with the legs apart. So the back bend is called Tiryang Asana. Tiryang is reverse inversion. Bring your feet out about 6 to 8 inches apart. Now if you don't believe that you have a strong back, you haven't tested yourself out, you want to bring your feet further apart. Or if you think you have a tender back, you want to be careful. If you really want to challenge yourself, bring your feet all the way together, but I wouldn't do that. Hip width apart, put your brakes on, so keep both your feet close together. Place your palms on your buttocks. Push your elbows back. That already opens up your chest. It actually expands your pectorals. It enhances the intercostal muscles between the rib cage. You have these cartilaginous material or the muscle called intercostals, and that actually gives it a wonderful release for those. Inhale, take your chin up, open up your chest. Exhale, glide your palms down the back of your thighs. You don't have to go too deep. Engage your low back muscles. Keep going down, keep exhaling. Bend your knees if you need to. It's okay to bend. Inhale, let's come up. And then, just so you don't feel dizzy, let's do a little bit of a side twist before we do our forward fold. Otherwise, we might just fall over actually. And then bring your legs out about 3.5 to 4 feet. If you're as tall as Ron, you can go even further if you wish. Ron, you want to make sure you come a little more on the mat. You don't want your feet off of the mat. In this posture, you definitely want to put your brakes on. So bring your toes in. Prasarita Padottan. Prasarita is widespread. Padottan is feet. Inhale, the arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling. Take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. Clasp your palms together. Take your arms all the way overhead. Keep going. That's it. If you feel a little blindsided, both arms up, Gayle. That's it. If you're feeling blindsided, especially Margarita, you're new, you can feel free to watch the monitor. Exhale. Exhale, fold from the hip. This might be a good time to use a block or a brick. If you feel, and Margarita, you're okay, bring your legs out even further apart. If you want to use a block or a brick because you're trying to make that connection, feel free. You could keep it first at the lowest orientation, bring it to midpoint, and then if you really are tired today, you can bring it to the highest point. Keep exhaling and dip the top of your forehead. So always try without the block first, and if you feel that's not going to do it for you, use a little bit of help.
Is your legs bent?
You can if you want to bend it. If you don't bend, you'll feel the stretch a little more. But if you feel you need to bend, that's fine. Bring your elbows a little closer. Challenge yourself. Press with your palms. Wiggle your feet a little bit closer. When you feel it's safe to come up, take your palms off of the floor. Clasp them together. Inhale. Come up with a nice straight back. Okay, Gayle, we're all up. You look very comfortable there.
Yes, I was getting
Exhale
there.
and release. Let's wiggle our palms a little closer. Let's turn to face the front of the mat. So from an intense back bend, you did an intense forward fold. You can feel the stretch in the back of your legs, right? So the hamstrings, the sciatic nerves, everything gets a wonderful release. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 more standing, and then transition very slowly into seated positions. We're going to do Natrajasana, which is a little bit of a balanced posture. Natraj, you're going to stand on one leg. Transfer your weight to your left leg. Place your left hand on your left hip. Very gently inhale, lift your right foot off of the ground. Hold on to your right ankle from behind. Now, once you've made that connection, if you feel ready, remember in balanced postures, you want to look at a point in front of you that doesn't move. When you feel ready, nice and secure, inhale the left arm up. I'm going to look at my shoes. They don't look very inspiring, but at least they don't move. Exhale, dip your torso, lift your right knee. Even though this is a forward fold, it's actually a back bend because you're lifting your knee and you're opening up your chest. Inhale, let's come up. If you lose your balance, you come out of a posture, not to it. Exhale and release. Get right back in. Do not give up on yourself. There are times, especially in our studio settings, where it may not be possible to hold a posture for very long, especially in balance. It's okay. It's okay to come out of a posture as long as you don't give up. Transfer your weight to your right leg. Inhale, lift your left foot off of the floor. Hold on to the left ankle from behind. When you feel nice and steady, now if you're not ready yet, place your right hand on your right hip. Look at a point in front of you that doesn't move. This time I'm going to try and look at the mic in front of us. Hopefully that won't move. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, dip your torso, lift your left knee. Engage your low back. Strengthen your back. It is a bit of a back bend even though it looks like a forward fold. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale and release. Now to counter that, the spinal flexors in the back of your body actually got a wonderful compacting. Now we're going to give it a wonderful release. Heels together, toes slightly apart. Inhale the arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling. Take your arms all the way overhead. Cross your palms over. Hold on to the opposite elbows. Uttanasana. In North America, I believe it's called ragdoll. But Uttan literally means forward fold. Exhale, fold from the hip. Give your spine a wonderful release. You should feel a beautiful sensation in the back of your legs, the back of your spine. Ron, how do you feel in the back of the legs? Feels good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And Margarita, you're a runner too, so you should feel this would be a wonderful release.
It feels great.
Your hamstrings, your sciatic nerves. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale and release. Let's all come down on our knees, hands and knees. Margarita or cat? Literally,
Cat,
Margarita
cat,
translates to cat. Cat cow, I know, I've heard you mention a
Yeah,
lot of schools mention it
that's
too.
one of my favorite positions.
Right, and it's actually called, Margarita means cat, and cow is actually another position, but that's fine.
Okay.
But I think there must be a reason why schools call it cat cow.
Yeah.
Hands are directly below the shoulders. Your knees are directly below the hips. Toes are curled in. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give our spine a wonderful undulating motion. So you're going to dip, and then we're going to compact the spine as our chin, chest, and buttocks come up. And then we'll uncurl the toes and arch the back. So let's try the dip first. Inhale, dip your torso, lift your chin, chest, and buttocks. Toes are curled in. Exhale, uncurl your toes, arch your back. Let's try that one more time to redeem ourselves. Curl your toes in. Inhale, dip your torso, lift your chin, chest, and buttocks. Exhale, uncurl your toes, arch your back. Let's come into neutral position. Even though the cat position, even though the cat posture is a balance in itself, we're going to do a little bit of a back bend. When you arch your back, we're getting more of a release in the cat. So let's come up on our knees. Knees are hip width apart. We're going to attempt the camel posture, and as we finish the camel, we're going to fold over into rabbit. Let's all turn to face Nelson's camera this time, the front left of the mat. And I'll stagger myself. Now remember, when you're on your knees, you want to keep your feet, the tops of your feet flat on the floor. If you curl your toes in, when you're younger, you may not feel it. But as we grow older, we will feel the pressure on the knees because there's less synovial fluid, which seems to dry up. Synovial fluid is like a gel between your patella, your kneecap, and your shin bone. So you want to make sure you're nice and safe. Place your palms on your buttocks. This is basically a seated version of the standing back bend. Ustrasana, Ustra is camel. Inhale, open up your chest, lift your chin up. When you get past midpoint, start exhaling, glide your palms down the back of your legs. If you want to stand there, stay there today, that's fine. If you want to go further, reach for the right heel with the right hand and the left heel with the left hand. Once you've made that connection, tilt your pelvis forward, tilt your head all the way back, open up your shoulders, and hold. You can also place your palms just halfway down the back of your thighs. That's fine too. As long as you engage your low back muscles, strengthen your low back, open up your chest. Inhale, bring your hands back to the buttocks before you bring your head back upright. And then let's sit on our heels. We're going to do it. But it feels
Tightness
good, right?
in my back, yeah.
Right, you feel that too. And when you start doing these back and forward folds, you feel that release. You can actually sense it, right? That's really, let's do the forward fold.
It's a good massage for the body.
It is a wonderful
Yeah,
massage.
yeah.
Let's sit on our heels, shashank or rabbit. Now again, remember, this, if it feels a little, and especially you, Ron, you've hurt your knee, so you want to be careful. What you're doing is fine because we're just going to do a forward fold. If you've injured your knee, as Ron has, or you feel you have tender knees today, keep your knees further apart. That's little less pressure on your knees. And if you feel you want to challenge yourself, you can bring your knees close together. If you're feeling strong enough today, challenge yourself. Why not? Inhale the arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling. Take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. You could have your fingers clasped all the way in. You could keep your palms together, or you could have index fingers out. Whatever you do, make the connection. I'm going to clasp my fingers. Exhale, fold from the hip. Lead with your chest. Try to get your forehead to the ground before the palms touch down. Now that's a little bit of a challenge for me, but I'm going to try. Now once your palms are all the way down, make sure your elbows are off the floor. You don't want to get too comfortable and rest your elbows. That changes the name of the posture and it becomes a rest posture. Now this is an alert posture, elbows off of the floor. How does that feel, Ron?
Very good.
Feels good, right? You could also do what Victoria's doing. That's good. Victoria's got her knees apart. That brings you a little deeper, so you can bring your chest all the way down to the floor. But you still want to make sure that your elbows are off, so you stay alert. Your mind stays alert. I'm going to bring my knees back together. Clasp your palms together. Inhale. Come up with a nice straight back. We have a couple of minutes. Once we get the closing on, exhale and release. Couple of minutes would mean we could seal a couple of postures. We're going to just keep your right leg where it is. Extend the left leg out all the way behind you, kapot or pigeon. Now, while you're trying to get your left leg back as far back as you can, keep your toes curled in. Once your leg has gone out as far as it can go, I'm going to come forward so I'm not off the mat. As far as you can go, get it all the way back, then uncurl your toes. Now you want to try, for those of you who may feel ready for this, you may want to bring your right foot further forward. I'm not quite ready for that, so I'm going to stay with my foot close to my heel, close to the groin. Now place both palms beside the right knee, exhale, and fold over. This one feels good. But
It's one of my favorites.
isn't it? I think you must be also very comfortable. See, it becomes, when you're very comfortable in a posture, it becomes your favorite too. Inhale, press with your palms. Let's come up with a straight back. This posture has balanced itself out because when you're up there, your back is nice and strong, and when we fold over, you get a release. Let's switch legs. Bring the left leg forward. While we are getting into the second side of this posture, the other side, take your right leg all the way back. We'd like to thank our crew under Rich's guidance and Malik Parker's facilitation. We'd like to thank Josie and Hurd, our director, Leonard Harper in the control room. We have Chris Williams and Nelson Torres on camera. Thank you so much for making this episode happen. On behalf of Gayle Dorsky,
Thank you,
who is
namaste.
struggling with her kapot asana,
Yes, yes.
bring your right leg all the way out, Gayle.
Okay.